Well, hello everybody. Taking a quick break from this afternoon's grouse hunt with the dogs here to look at a small-scale opportunity for wetland restoration. So we're on a small, I call it a seasonal stream. I have seen it maintain some flow year-round on several occasions, not the last two. So what can we do to address that and maybe limit the frequency of this stream going dry? One of the things we can do is we can build up the control level of this small wetland area. So you see it's more of a little stream here. Then it crosses an old forestry road and it goes down a real steep embankment. So it's not really fish habitat, and I'm not sure it ever was, but it can play a key role in the overall health of the ecosystem if this area can continue to pump water into the river during the summer months when it's much needed. So what can we do to increase the volume of water in here and maintain that base flow longer throughout the summer months? One of the things we can do is at this road crossing, you could, and this is something Joel Salatin often recommends, get a dual purpose or dual use out of any of your infrastructure, including your watercourse crossings. Build this road up 2 or 3, 4, build it up 5 feet high. And next thing you know, it's acting not only as a road crossing, but a dam. And the important thing to do with these things is to raise that culvert up. So this culvert would come out and a new one would go in as you built the roadbed up. So that's one option. Now there are instances, especially in Nova Scotia, where doing such a project may require some environmental permitting. So that may not be an option. But from an environmental restoration standpoint, from a habitat restoration standpoint, we could come in here above the road and begin to build beaver dam analogs. And you're not going to get maybe the 5 feet of height out of these, at least immediately, that you would from the road. But you would get a raising up of that tail end control of this wetland. It's going to hold a lot more water, and as the volume and the surface area of this wetland increases, well, then that soil that's become saturated and provides the right atmosphere for wetland vegetation, as that develops and expands, well, your wetland vegetation is going to become more predominant, and some of your kind of riparian zone species, balsam fir and white birch, some of the spruce, the ground may become too wet in those areas, and those trees will end up dying. And that's not the end of the world, because that's how cavity trees are created, and it's also just 100% carbon storage. So not all dead trees are bad. But as we look upstream on this little wetland, it's kind of an alder swale. It's saturated in there. Your boots would sink in. If we were to elevate the tail end control down below, almost to build a berm or a dam or an artificial beaver dam, all of this area would be covered in surface water, and you'd have a total change in ecosystem. And that's also going to have an effect on the habitat further upstream as this watercourse drains out of the woodlot. So in summary, lots you can do. The idea is to hold back more water. It's going to have a positive impact on the downstream habitat. It's going to recharge groundwater tables and improve riparian zone growth and allow for that transformation of vegetation from more of a forest type of cover into a wetland type of cover. And this area is just prime for that transition. Lots of alders in it. Alders are nitrogen fixers, and that's probably why a lot of the wetlands in Nova Scotia were drained and converted to farmland when the Europeans first arrived here many years ago. So there's a short video on assessing some potential restoration projects on the woodlot. You don't have to be in a river to be affecting fish habitat. And when you're looking at wetlands, the type of species that you're going to positively impact are wide-ranging, and many of them are endangered and important species. So thanks for watching. Like the video if you found it interesting, and I encourage you to subscribe. Thank you.